Get ready for a trip back to the 80s because Stranger Things, Tales from 85 is hiding a massive secret that you definitely missed. While Lucas and the gang are busy shoveling snow, keep your eyes glued to the logo on Old Man Plow's jacket and vehicle. That subtle badge is a direct, hilarious nod to none other than the legendary Mr. Plow from the classic Season 4 episode of The Simpsons.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Critics are raving about the stunning new aesthetic of Stranger Things, Tales from 85, which uses vibrant, hand-drawn animation to capture the neon-soaked grit of Hawkins. While fans were initially skeptical about the lack of original voice actors, the high-octane storytelling and terrifying new supernatural threats quickly proved that this expansion is the dark, atmospheric ride we all needed. It is a bold move that honors the live-action franchise while carving out a fresh, eerie identity all its own. Big career moves are happening behind the scenes for one of our favorite Hawkins residents. Actor Randy Havens, best known for his fan-favorite role as Mr. Clarke, has officially signed with Luber Rocklin Entertainment for management. With his impressive resume ranging from high-profile blockbusters like Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 to his recent work on Grosse Pointe Garden Society, this is a major step forward for the talented star. Stranger Things, Tales from 85 is officially restoring the spirit of adventure to the franchise by taking us back to a time before the weight of the Upside Down crushed the kids' childhood innocence. Created by Eric Robles, the series introduces a brand new character named Nikki Baxter, a punk rocker voiced by Odessa Asian, who brings a much-needed fresh energy to the group and forms an incredible bond with Will. Dive into the mystery on Netflix right now, and if you want to stay in the loop on all things entertainment, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Ever feel like you've caught every single reference in the Stranger Things universe? Well, think again. In the premiere of Stranger Things, Tales from 85, the showrunners managed to sneak in a cheeky little nod that actually jumps the timeline, and it's a total gem for any 90s kid. During a scene where the gang is trying to clear a driveway for some quick cash, they get interrupted by a grumpy local they dub Old Man Plow. But if you pause the screen and look at his jacket, you'll see the branding, Mr. Plow. Ring a bell? That's right. It's a dead ringer for Homer Simpson's iconic snowplowing business from the classic Season 4 episode of The Simpsons. It's hilarious because while the show is obsessed with the 80s, from Kim Wilde's Kids in America to renting actual VHS tapes at a video store, they couldn't resist dropping this 90s crossover gold. It's that kind of clever, self-aware layering that makes this series feel like a love letter to television history. But it gets darker. That same Plow guy ends up meeting a pretty gruesome fate by the end of the episode, proving that even legendary TV icons aren't safe in Hawkins. What other hidden gems do you think are buried in the background of these sets? Drop a comment below to let me know what you caught, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into your favorite shows. Until next time, keep your eyes on the screen. You never know what you might find. Ever felt like you just couldn't get enough of Hawkins? Well, grab your walkie-talkies and lace up your sneakers because we are heading back to 1985. But here is the catch. We're doing it in animation. When I first heard about Stranger Things, Tales from 85 asterisk, I was skeptical. An animated bridge between seasons 2 and 3. It sounded like a recipe for a franchise-killing disaster. But after binging all 10 episodes, I have to admit I was wrong. This isn't just some cheap spin-off. It's the dark, atmospheric expansion we didn't know we needed. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the voices. Yes, hearing different actors portray icons like Mike and Eleven is jarring for about 5 minutes. But the writing is so impeccably Stranger Things that you stop caring almost immediately. The animation style is absolutely gorgeous, capturing that gritty 80s neon aesthetic in a way that live-action budgets simply can't touch. Because they aren't bound by practical effects, the show leans into horror in ways that feel genuinely unsettling. Seriously, even knowing the kids have to survive for the Netflix show, I found myself holding my breath more than once. And the pacing? It's flawless. 10 episodes, zero filler, and constant twists that actually managed to catch me off guard. It's a total love letter to fans, filled with clever nods to the Starcourt Mall era, yet it remains accessible enough that a total newcomer could jump in and get hooked instantly. But we have to talk about the Nikki Baxter problem. Look, Nikki is fantastic, smart, funny, and she clicks with the group perfectly. But her presence creates a massive continuity headache. Where was she when everything went down in season 3? How does she just vanish from the narrative without a single mention? To keep my sanity, I've started treating this as an alternate timeline, but the writers really need to give us a season 2 to clear this up. Did she move? Was there a memory wipe? We need answers. Minor nitpicks aside, if you can overlook the timeline shenanigans, this is easily one of the best supernatural rides of the year. If you've seen it, tell me in the comments. Do you think Nikki is a permanent addition to the lore, or just a fun what-if scenario? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into Hawkins, and remember, just because you can't see the upside down doesn't mean it isn't watching you. Ever wonder what happens to your favorite supporting characters when the camera stops rolling? Today, we're talking about one of the most recognizable faces in modern pop culture, making some big moves behind the scenes. Randy Havens, the man who brought the beloved Mr. Clarke to life in Netflix's massive hit Stranger Things, has just officially signed with Luber Rockland Entertainment for management. Now, for those who haven't been paying close attention, Havens has been quietly building an incredible resume that goes way beyond Hawkins, Indiana. He's been popping up everywhere lately, most notably in NBC's Grosse Pointe Garden Society, and he's had memorable runs in shows like Halt and Catch Fire and Stargirl. It's the kind of career growth that tells you he's really hitting his stride in the industry. But here is what's really impressive. Look at his filmography. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3, The Suicide Squad, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters. He's essentially become the secret weapon of high-profile franchises, and he's not just sticking to the blockbusters, he's also proven his range as the lead in the indie sci-fi dramedy Guacamole Yesterdays. With Luber Rockland in his corner, alongside his team at Formation Talent Agency, it's clear Havens is positioning himself for an even bigger breakout. He's proven he can hold his own in the biggest sandbox in Hollywood, so don't be surprised when you see him headlining something major very soon. What do you think is next for this fan-favorite actor? Drop a comment below and let us know your favorite Mr. Clarke moment. And if you're a fan of seeing supporting stars get their moment in the spotlight, hit that subscribe button for more updates on the people behind your favorite stories. Sometimes, the most important characters aren't the ones on the poster, but the ones you can't imagine the story without. Remember when the gang in Hawkins were actually just kids on bikes, instead of world-weary teenagers battling eldritch horrors? If you've been missing that spark, I have some great news. Stranger Things, Tales from '85 is here, and it is the nostalgic reset button we all desperately needed. Set right between seasons 2 and 3, this animated spin-off captures the exact spirit of adventure that made the original show a global phenomenon. Let's be honest, the biggest hurdle for the mainline series was time itself. After 9 years of production, our favorite child actors were suddenly full-grown adults, making the suspension of disbelief a bit of a stretch. But in animation, that problem vanishes instantly. Dustin is back to being the adorable kid we first fell in love with, and the entire cast feels fresh, vibrant, and perfectly stuck in that sweet spot of pre-adolescent wonder. Now you might be worried about the voice acting. It's true, none of the original stars returned, and hearing new voices for familiar faces takes a moment to adjust to. But here's the twist. It actually works. It separates this show from the dark, heavy stakes of the final seasons, allowing it to lean into a Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic that feels both modern and comfortingly retro. It's not just a copy of the Netflix hit, it's a confident expansion. One of the standout additions is Nikki Baxter, a new punk rocker character who brings a much-needed jolt of energy to the group. She bonds with Will in a way that feels incredibly satisfying, especially after how sidelined he felt in the later seasons of the main show. It's a smart character dynamic that breathes new life into the ensemble without forcing a predictable romantic subplot. While the series' structure feels more like a modern serialized drama than the episodic Monster of the Week adventures I was hoping for, it's still an absolute blast. It's the perfect excuse to ignore the franchise's recent narrative bloat and just enjoy the mystery. If you want to recapture that feeling of magic from 2016, go give Tales from '85 a watch on Netflix. It proves that there's still plenty of life left in Hawkins, and honestly, I'm totally here for it. Have you checked it out yet, or are you sticking to the live-action canon? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite series.